Detroit pizza. I don't know if you ever heard of a Detroit pizza before, but it's a pretty thick crust pan-made pizza. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw together the dough, because the dough takes, well, all in all, almost 5 hours to rise. So we'll throw the dough together, and what we need to do that is we need 2.5 cups of bread flour. We'll scoop that out. Yeah, that's close enough. All right, about 2.5 cups. And we're going to use okay, and then we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of instant fast rising yeast, a teaspoon of sea salt. Dig in there and get that. Give that a quick mix. Then we're going to use a cup and just a little more, maybe a couple tablespoons more of warm water. Come right off the tap is fine as long as it's warm. There we go. One cup. Couple tablespoons. And then we'll dig right in there and get our hands dirty. And once we get this good and mixed, we'll take it out, knead it a little bit, and we'll put it right back in this bowl with a little bit of olive oil on the sides to roll it in. And then we'll give it a couple hours to rise, probably about 2.5 hours. Make sure we get in there, get it all together. All right, let's get it out and knead it a little bit. Get your hands a little sticky. That's good for you. This is great for the football games. Feeds a crowd. Pretty easy to make. And a lot of people have never tried a Detroit pizza, which basically, we're gonna have this dough, we're gonna rise it, we're gonna put it in a big pan with some olive oil under it, give it a good crisp crust. We'll cover it with some cheese, a bit of sauce, and pepperoni. And we almost got that done. You see the texture? If it looks a little dry, you could always add more water, but it looks like we got plenty here. Beat it up good. And then I'm just gonna go grab a little bit of olive oil, put in that pan. Don't skimp on the olive oil. You want that ball of dough to be good and covered in that. Roll it around in that olive oil a little. All right, now we're just gonna cover that with a little bit of saran wrap and maybe a towel just to keep it warm. give it about 2.5 hours to rise. Then we'll be back and I'll clean my hands up a little. Hey folks, we're back. It's been about 15 minutes for this to sit. Now what we're gonna do is just push down on these and get this to the sides. Now in a Detroit pizza, there are no edges. It goes straight across. That way there, when you cover this with cheese, the cheese goes right over to the sides and gives you a crisp side with the cheese and with the crust. So we'll just push this over into the corners. Get it nice and spread. And then we're gonna let it rise for another 2 hours. At least 2. Don't skimp on the rise time. So we're gonna let that rise, and it'll probably be for another 2.5 hours, maybe a little longer. We'll see how it looks at the time. Then we'll cover it, get that oven up to 450 when we're ready. And we'll also bake it right on a pizza stone, because at 450 we don't want the bottom to burn, we just want it to get good and brown and crusty. We'll be back for more. Whew, I'm getting hungry already. All right, we're all set to get this ready to pop in the oven. So what we're gonna do is we get our bread, it's all rose again for another 2 hours. We're gonna sauce it. A little homemade sauce we took out of the freezer. I always prefer using your own sauce if you can. But you can always buy jars of sauce or pizza sauce, but I like the flavor of the homemade better myself. Use it all up. All right, we got that. Got a little bit of oregano on there. We got a little bit of hot Italian sausage and meatball left over that was in the sauce when I thawed it. So it was a good surprise because I can just add it right in there. Never hurts to have a little bit more meat. And then we're gonna cheese it. Now this cheese, the Detroit pizza calls for Wisconsin brick cheese. Good luck finding that, unless you're from Wisconsin. So a good substitute for the Wisconsin brick is a Monterey Jack and mozzarella mix. So I would suggest just a mixed mozzarella with some shredded Monterey Jack, about half and half, and that'll give you the same texture as that. Don't be shy with the cheese. Put it right to the edges. We want those edges to get good and brown with the cheese while it's baking. We're gonna bake this at 450 on a pizza stone, so that it doesn't burn on the bottom of it. We got that. And then we're gonna layer a bunch of pepperoni to boot. It's gonna have all the good stuff on it. You got the sauce, you got all that cheese, got some pepperoni. This is a Detroit style pizza that they figure started probably around in the 50s. In a little restaurant in Detroit. Everybody loved it. They kept making it, and they're still there. Can't think of the name of the place off the top of my head, but if you look up Detroit-style pizza, you'll definitely find this. The majority of them are made with pepperoni. But, of course, you can put whatever you want on there, whatever you like. I'm going to put the pepperoni. I got a little onion I want to put on there. Whatever onion you feel like, red, yellow. Thought about throwing some anchovies on there because I love those, but the pepperoni's salty enough. So we'll skip the anchovies. Now we got it ready to go. We're gonna put it in a 450 oven, like I said, on a pizza stone. We're gonna set the timer for 15 minutes. It should say take 15 to 20. We just wanna make sure we don't burn it. We'll probably leave it in the 20, but we'll check it after 15. We'll be back as soon as it's ready to eat. All right, folks, it's time. It's been in the oven for 20 minutes. Taking it out, you can still hear it sizzling. It should be a nice, easy escape since we had all that olive oil in there. And there you have it. Just listen to the crunch of that crust. Look at that. Isn't that delish looking? And now you might say, well, Fatman, why are you doing a Detroit pizza? Well, process of elimination. We couldn't do a Dallas pizza because they're losers. We couldn't do a Philadelphia pizza because they're losers. We couldn't even do a damn New England chowder this year. So what are we left with? The frickin' Lions? The Detroit Lions. So in honor of them making the playoffs and even winning a game and possibly going further, we got a Detroit pizza. Maybe hard to swallow, but it is Detroit. So give them a little bit of love. They've never been there. We'll see you all soon. Manja.